Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called The Cities of the Future, written by Didier Cornille. This book was originally written in French and has been translated to English in a way that is really accessible to young readers. It's narrative nonfiction that shares all of the ways that humans have modified cities over time in order to make them a little bit more accessible and climate friendly. So around the world, there are all sorts of examples of cities that work in untraditional ways, and in so designing them, the creators of these cities have made them self-sufficient in a lot of ways, they've made them climate neutral in a lot of ways, and they have changed and altered the landscape of the world. So as you're going through the story, you're introduced to a lot of different cities that are designed in various ways, along with the folks that are responsible for designing those cities. You have a narrative that isn't super long, but it's enough to get a lot of the information across. And you have examples of those cities and spaces that are drawn into the book. So the illustrations are definitely best to be observed from a more intimate setting. So if you've got a home setting or an independent reading in the classroom, this is a great choice for that because it has a lot of details that kids can get into as the book goes along. So whether you're in Europe or elsewhere around the world, you're going to find examples of cities that have been modified or changed in order to better fit their environment and the needs of that city. Along the way, there are questions that are posed to the reader about how they might change things in their own city or their own environment, and especially as we look into the future, how to adjust and build cities in order for them to be positive contributors to the global environment. As more and more folks move to cities, this is becoming ever more important, and it will likely be up to today's young people to make those decisions when they're older. So books like this are great inspiration for the urban planners of the future to get to know a little bit about cities, how they're designed, how they can maybe be changed and altered in order to have a future that will support everyone. Now, there's not a lot of back matter in this book, but there is a good amount of detail that's included in each segment. So it's a nice starting off point for readers who are interested in urban planning and cities to go back and find more information about each of the featured buildings and city types that are included in this book. If this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it wherever you find your books.